At the same time, Action SA and the ANC in the city of Johannesburg have struck a new deal to elect a speaker from Action SA. The party occupies 44 of the 270 seats in the city of Johannesburg Council. Margaret Arnolds has meanwhile resigned as speaker and has taken up the position of finance MMC. Now, a new speaker will be elected next week.
Action SA is now working with us officially. We will elect a speaker that comes from Action SA next week. So there are no issues with us in Action SA. We are cruising nicely in the best interest of the people of Johannesburg.
Moving to this now. Media personality Sbahle Mpisane, known for her fitness persona, has spoken about embracing her own struggles. She's also opened up about her journey of self-discovery. She joins me in studio to take us through this discussion or take it even further. Sbahle, a pleasure to have you in studio with us, especially for agreeing to coming so late.
but it's Friday, so
it's Friday, so we don't mind. So you've described your journey as a shattering or shattering sense of self into a broken glass. Can you elaborate on how this metaphor has shaped your journey of healing, but also self-discovery?
I think let's focus on my self-discovery. You know, growing up, I've always been a girl who pushes herself to, you know, everything I touch must be gold. And with me doing that, I've always achieved everything super well, out of a lot of stress, obviously, putting everything together. But in doing so, I realized that I was happy. I wasn't even happy to get what I wanted to get because I had to put myself through so much pressure, which led to depression. So growing up, you know, I would say that was me from primary school to high school. It was worse in high school. And then after high school, you know, with the degree I was doing to like adjusting with my social life, there's so much I've always been doing. Even now, you know, people don't know what I do, but there's a lot I'm always doing that is just unnecessary stress because I'm doing everything super well, but I'm just not happy with what I'm doing. I'm not happy with myself. Even when I look in the mirror, I overtrain. While I was on my wheelchair, I was training. Till today, I'm still training very hard because I want to perfect what I'm seeing. But I am perfect. But I just want to keep going to perfect because I know in my mind what it is. So that has broken me so much because in everything I'm doing, I'm putting unnecessary pressure on myself. So I'll say there's beauty when you get to actually see that you are that person and you are trying to better yourself. So with me trying to better myself, that has always been me. You know, I've always been broken, but I'm like, Sbahle, you can be better. You can do better. Just relax. You are doing well. Relax. Stop putting pressure on yourself because it's breaking you, and it has broken me.
So continuing with this metaphor, your accident was highly publicized and shared in various media outlets. Maybe take us back to that period, especially how it impacted you on a psychosocial level. How did your mental health struggle impact really your approach to rehabilitation?
Okay, so with everything I've been dealing with, as I said, you know, with the car accidents, it was a glass which was broken already on top here, but with the car accident, it's like it just fully crashed into pieces. And you know, to put pieces together is not easy, like how it has taken me 6 years to actually work on myself to a point where now I'm as good as equal as you, but I'm not, because I will never be, you know. And so with my accident, it was a process where I had to know that it was literally, imagine this glass broken into tiny pieces and you're like, how do I put this together? So that's why it even went to a point of me trying to end my life because I'm like, nah, this is too much for me. I won't be able to do this, you know. Where would I get the strength and time? Because that's the thing, you know, we have so much time, but you feel like you don't have time. And I was like, one day I just woke up and I was like, be patient, take your time. And I'm happy I did, you know, 6 years is a super long period, but here I am today smiling, happy, and I'm happy that I just gave in to taking time and gluing my class back into where it is today. So
I find that quite profound because you mentioned having to deal with suicide. Oftentimes it's not an easy subject to address or even speak about, especially when people have a personal experience. What made you so open to being so candid about sharing your story?
With me sharing my story in general, it's never me looking for attention, but I think, you know, I've always been a person who motivated people, who inspired people. That's how I'm known. And with that being done so, I've always been like, you know, I mean, no one even knew that I attempted suicide 3 times. It was something, well, the first one they knew, but the last 2, no one knew. And I've always kept it to myself because I wasn't proud that I failed, you know, because it is a fail.
Yeah.
But with me coming out after Rick, you know, was no longer with us, I was like, wow, how many of us are actually going through this? Because he's not with us, but me sitting there, I was crying because I was like, how many of us are actually this broken?
Yeah.
You know, we might look beautiful on Instagram when you see me walking, smiling, even right now, but we are all broken. And that's why I call it my broken glass journey. You know, we're all so broken. So I was like, actually, Sbahle, just say it, you know, to make people see Uguti. It's not only you, it's all of us actually. Money can't buy you happiness. Nothing can buy you happiness but yourself. So that's why I even came out to the same as coming out with my broken glass journey, is to show people, Uguti, you know, what I'm going through is probably what you're going through, if not worse or lighter, but we're all going through something.
Right. So your accident and subsequent struggles have led you to really reevaluate many of your goals, including marriage and motherhood as well. How has your perspective on these aspects of life evolved? And what new goals or even aspirations have you developed during this time?
You know, I've gotten to sit down. When you sit down and you look at yourself, because I need to be honest, you know, I am permanently injured. And people won't see you like your value. That's how I feel, that people will always kind of downvalue you because of your situation. So I've always had to work super hard on saying, you know, Sbahle, you are standing alone. And at some point I wanted a child because I was like, you know, that's all I could, that would be mine. And then, yeah, that didn't work out. But with everything that I'm focusing on right now, I'm just like, you know what? There's so much out there I can do, and there's so much I've always wanted to do, but my recovery was my main focus. I'm like, now that I'm fully recovered, let me focus on bettering myself. So I want to be out there with people and communicating, because, you know, it's like before, that's what I used to do. Always did my own boot camps, 100 of people will come. And it was so nice to interact with people, laugh with people, take pictures. That is me, that's what I'm used to. So I'm saying, Sbahle, stop shielding yourself and staying indoors, because there's a thing with me, I don't get out the house. But I'm like, step out, you know, you don't always have to have so much fear, because I actually have fear with being outside. People think, you know, Sbahle is a strong woman. I'm actually very fragile and shy, and I just have fear of stepping outside. But I'm like, let me do it, who knows?
Speaking about strong women, Sbahle, your mother, Nhlanhla Sehume, she has been a significant inspiration for you. Let's speak about her work. How has her work ethic really and her success influenced your own personal career, but your personal ambitions as well?
You know, with Mom, I grew up with her while I was still a baby, and she's always been that woman who's just working so hard, will go to work, rush back home to cook dinner for us, you know, take us to school, do everything, make sure on weekends she's being a mother and stuff. And she was like successful, you know, when you grow up in high school and you know what success is. I just saw her, and I was like, I want to be that woman, you know. I want to, you know, have my child, take good care of my kids and everything. So even with my degree, actually the first degree I did was architecture, but it was too hard, so I didn't finish it. I only did 1 year, passed it very well. But I decided to move to construction because I just looked at her and she's in construction, and I was like, I want to be like you. I want to be that woman. you know. So she's always been a person who motivated me to push because she's been standing, you know, one man, pushing so hard. And even with my recovery, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I looked, everything looked so easy. I made everything look easy because that's what mom does. You know, she makes everything look too easy. But I'm always like, you don't want to be sitting in a seat, you know. But with my recovery, it made me push myself as well to say, Sbahle, don't cry over nothing, you know. As much as it's a lot, it's hitting me, but remember that this is nothing if you compare it to others, you know. So I never used to like actually crying to my mom because she'd be like, no, you are strong. I'm here for you. And I'm just like, Mom, you know. So I've always done everything silently because I'm like, Sbahle, you are a strong woman. Look at your mother. Like, she actually pushed me to be a strong person, and I am a strong person because of her.
And that reaffirmation is very important. Given your background, though, Sbahle, you've got a background in fitness and media. How has your accident affected your professional life, if you will, but also your approach to fitness?
It didn't. You know, they say everything is in your mind, right? So with me, I started training while I was still in hospital. That's how I actually got to learn how to walk. While I was still in hospital, well, I wasn't walking, I was limping and getting a lot of support, sun tanning. You know, life was beautiful. When I left hospital, I only took 1 week off when I got home because I was trying to learn, how am I going to get dressed and stuff, because, it wasn't easy. But within a week, I was at gym, and I said to myself that don't let your situation hold you back. You have the power, you know. And I gave myself the power. Actually, it wasn't easy because I was in so much pain. People didn't know I was in so much pain, but I was training as easily as everyone else. But I will shut down the pain because I told myself, I'm like, you can do this. You know, when you walk in a gym, as I'm driving, going to gym, I'm like, you've got this, you can do it. And I'll do it so easily. But when I get home, I'll be in so much pain.
It's not easy.
You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. It wasn't an easy journey, but I'm happy that nothing held me back. I never said, Sbahle, this is you. You know, even I'll be in the club and everything with my wheelchair, so I never let my situation hold me back. I was a beautiful girl in my wheelchair till today. I'm a beautiful girl with my moon boots, and I'm just like...
Truly amazing. Truly amazing. But as we begin winding down our conversation, we spoke about mom a short while ago, but can you discuss the role of your family, your friends, but also the support network during your recovery, but also your struggles as well? How did their support, or even lack thereof, impact you?
That's a tough one. You know, when you are going through something, when you are at a loss, that's when you get to realize that you thought you had a lot of people by your side, but when things are dry, you realize that you are standing alone. And I was standing alone. And with that being done so, it did, you know, emotionally break me even more, because to sit down and be like, wow, you feel like you were being used all along for the power you had then, and people now are registering you as a person who've lost their power. And I'm like, it's okay, it will come back. Everything does come back. You know, as I said, it's in your mind. But with the support, I had very few. Probably I can count them with one hand. You know, that includes family and friends. I can count those people with one hand. And it just taught me one thing, that always know that you're alone. You know, it's not everyone is there for you. And I mean, we can't take that personal. There's people for us, especially in this world we live in. I mean, nothing is there to last.
It sounds to me like you've had a lot of time to reflect as well. And you've also mentioned wanting to turn your experiences into a campaign to help others as well. What specific aspects of your story do you hope to share? And how do you plan to support others also in their healing process?
So with healing, people are not getting what the broken glass journey is about, but we are all broken. And with me wanting to step into that field, it's not about me helping people who are in car accidents or any physical issue, but it's me trying to push people from where you are now to see yourself in future being where you want to be,
Right.
you know. So it's giving assistance, because that's one thing I've realized, especially with me, with my recovery journey, with so much I've been through. I realized that you actually don't get people to help you to get to where you want to get. So that's why I've always had so much on my shoulders, because I've had to work on getting what I want to get. And I have, and it's beautiful. But now I'm like, you know what? I want to be a person who help others to do better, because right now, it's so hard to even for me, I mean, everything might look good, but for me to get to where I want to go, it's a journey. And you don't know who to ask. I know I've had something I've wanted to do for 5 years now, and I'm just like,
So why haven't you done it?
No, and I haven't, because now I'm just like, it's only now where I got the details of everything. But you know, when you get the details now, you need to think, okay, the finance part, okay, now getting a team, you know, there's a lot you need to do together. But I want to be, I'll see what the few things that I can actually assist on, and the people who want to be in that field, I'm there for them. You know, you want to assist, because I feel like that's one thing that's very short here. People are not getting the support. I didn't get the support I needed, and I realized that, you know what, we are all going through the same thing. We are all broken, you know. So I'm just out there to make sure that I'm helping people to glue back their glasses. So it's not easy. You need to focus, but it will come back together. Like I can drink my water off my glass if you ask me to.
Right. No, but we have run out of time, but I also want to get some insight on what you're currently working on. What are your current and future projects or plans, both personally but also professionally? And how do you envision integrating some of these experiences and insights into these future endeavors that we are about to speak about?
I'm the worst. I'm the worst person to ask that. Wow, my throat.
You okay then? You okay?
Okay. Yeah, I'm not the best person to ask that, because I always say one thing. I say, whatever you're working on, share. Don't share as much. And in fact, I'm a person who just keeps quiet. You just see it when it's on your face. You know, that's what I believe in. So with what I'm working on now, it's a few things. I can't say what, you know, because
you can't even give us a hint of sorts.
No, it's obviously like number one, like how I'll be interacting with people.
All right.
You know, and there's going to be a lot of interactions I'm going to do with people. And I'm happy, because I think I've got the support that I need. You know, if I'll just put everything together now. Like everything just happened. You know, I've been thinking about everything, but you know, when you find the right people, and I'm like, whew, at least we'll get somewhere. And so aside from the interaction with people, also with growing myself, because I feel like I'm that girl who was well known, you know, with your 2.5 million followers, but people forgot about me. Actually, people don't know anything about me except that Sbahle is Fitness Bunny, but they say Sbahle was Fitness Bunny, you know, because they don't know who is Sbahle today. So I'm ready to come out and bring something new to the table, and I just want to say to people, be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. But it would be amiss of me not to get your parting shot. I mean, for those watching this interview who might be broken, what message would you like to drive to them?
One thing I would like to say is that, you know, it's always good to see what the problem is, number one. And to actually, when you're looking into your problem, you get to notice that, you know what, this is what I'm facing, and now you must work into finding a solution. You must face everything face on and try to find a solution. You might have solutions, like I had solutions, and I was like, if I do this, this, it will get me there with my recovery. And it took a while, but that's the thing with people, they like to give up. You know, people are not patient, and you have to be patient. You know, for me to wait 6 years, I knew I'll be fully recovered. But for me to wait 6 years is something that I'm even shocked myself that, wow, I had it in me to wait that long. I didn't think I'll be able to. But I would always tell people that, you know, however broken you are, always know, because if you know what the problem is, it makes it easier for you to focus on fixing the problem.
Well, Sbahle, thanks again for joining us so late in the evening. I think your story is quite a remarkable one. That's Sbahle Mpisane, really sharing her courageous story and her deeply personal journey of healing as well. Her openness about the challenges she's faced and the strength she's found in her faith and personal growth is truly, truly inspiring.